Hello and welcome to the Geekberhood. I am Steen, your geek of many nerddoms. Welcome in and welcome to our first Geekberhood guides for you who are interested in tabletop role playing. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Steen. I've been playing tabletop role playing games since 1990. Yeah, I've been around a while and I currently work for a library system. So, I understand collections and that kind of thing. And I wanted to be sure that people out there understood that role playing games are not just D&D. I mean, we all know D&D. 5th edition, yep. That is the big one right now. But it's not it. Not all. Now, admittedly, with D&D, you can play a variety of settings that are not actually owned by Wizards of the Coast. I mean, there's Humblewood. Really cute, lots of cool adventures. I mean, hello, you're playing as animal hybrids. But you want to add something maybe a little more educational for your kids. Anthro Adventures. This one is interesting because the different hybrids are educated by using actual books that you could have read. Lots of fun. Not sure you want magic? How about some Revolutionary War? Nations and Cannons uses 5th edition, completely reworks what they need to. So, that's cool. You want to add a little mythology? How about some Irish mythology? Heroes of Terra. Very cool. Lots of research. Pet passion project to somebody. But that's just D&D. There's so much more out there. You still want fantasy. Hold on, let me get some. First part of the fantasy stack. All right. So, you want fantasy that's been around almost as long as D&D? I gotcha. RuneQuest. The system's been around, probably started up a few years after D&D. It's been around forever. You liked 3.5, but you don't like 5th edition, but you want fantasy and you want to play goblins. Admittedly, this is 1st edition Pathfinder. 2nd edition Pathfinder has the rules to play goblins. Because goblins. You want something a little more Europe in the Age of Adventure. Well, I gotcha. How about some 7th Sea? 7th Sea is the age of exploration in a almost Earth with magic, swashbuckling, and lots of fun. And this is the special edition with the pirates on it because you gotta have the pirate flag. Okay, you want something a little more heisty but still fantasy? Something a little more Thieves World, Discworld, that kind of big city thing. Swords of the Serpentine uses the Gumshoe engine, lots of investigation. All right. Next step. Okay, we want old school dungeon crawl, but we want to simplify the rules. Take a look at Mazes by Polyhedral. Very easy to get into. Endless things to do with it. You want a reason why that they've had all of these underground tunnels and mazes and dungeons and why you can only cast so many spells. Try Earth Dawn. They got the reasons why that happens. Interesting system. Fantastic setting. And like 4 editions, so you don't have to get the latest. You can get a previous. You like being told what happens. You don't want to have to imagine everything, so you like tables. Rollmaster. That'll do all of that. You can get additional books with tables, and trust me, lots of tables. You want old school. You want to go a little more Arthurian. How about some chivalry and sorcery? Here we go. Got it right there. But you want a little more Arthurian. You want a more magical, mystical. Ars Magica, several editions. Very cool. Kind of on the dark side. Very fun. I keep hearing about these great reskins of D&D to go with different IPs? Why don't you go with a system that has them? Stack number 1. You know, there's that Ben Aronovich guy who writes these really cool modern fantasy books about magic in London. Rivers of London, RPG. It's out. They even have a free one-shot solo play. Speaking of Britain, who doesn't need some silly walks? Monty Python's RPG. No, it isn't. I want something a little more kid-friendly, easy to use, you know, or I want a little bit silly, or my friend is a closet brony. River Horse Games Edition, super easy to learn. Anybody can learn it and play it. And this is all you need. One tiny book. All right. I like space with some science and horror. The Expanse. If you'd like the TV show or the novels, this is the novel license. No, I really want to go back. If I want space opera. There are 3 different Star Wars games. You do realize this. There's this one. This is West End Games. There is Fantasy Flight, which is the most recent. And there's a D10 edition. You can find whichever one that has the rules you like. Okay. I want political intrigue. I want real intensity from a really good IP. Well, how about Dune, who inspired a heck of a lot of the sci-fi that we have today? This was written in the, 60s? 50s? 60s. So it heavily inspired a lot of the sci-fi you see today. Next stack. Sorry, this one was a little awkward. All right. I saw this show from the UK and then a Canadian one about dinosaurs roaming modern Earth, portals, all this stuff. Primeval. This is the same system that does Doctor Who. There are 2 editions of Doctor Who. Oh, I really want Lankmar. I really want that Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser kind of thing. Well, guess what? Thundercrawl Classics. You can get that with this. I love Avatar The Last Airbender, the live action, the animated. There's a new movie coming out, and I can play Avatar. Great system. Very interesting to use. No, I want old school superheroes. They just are doing a reissue. The Kickstarter is almost ready to deliver. I want the original fantasy. Lord of the Rings. There is an edition that works with 5th edition. There's also one that is its own system. And there's a new edition coming. But I like those Amber novels with the really funky time travel fantasy. Yeah, there's an Amber role-playing game. You know, Trek does have a couple RPGs out there. Gotta say, the new one, Star Trek Adventure, is very cool. But, I got mad when DS9 came out because Babylon 5 was better. Well, now I can have my own Babylon 5 adventures. All right, so those aren't your thing. You want a totally different genre. I got you covered. We'll be right back. Stack number 1. All right, so you want horror. You like Cthulhu. You like great old ones. Here's a smattering. There's more. There's lots more. There's also cult. There's also chill. Lots and lots of horror. Horror is super popular. There's even Alien. We gotcha. I like that World of Darkness thing. Like vampire, mage, changeling. There are new editions too. I want weird. space, fantasy, all sorts of strangeness. Trust me, these stacks are huge. I don't want to do any of that. I really like Jane Austen. Guess what? Jane Austen. And you can gender flip the roles in society. There's an epistolary phase if you like letter writing. No dice. Very interesting. We liked Alice in Wonderland. See what, like horror fantasy? We're all mad here. I want straight up superheroes. Gotcha. Right here. Champions. There are a couple other really good ones too. There's Mutants and Masterminds. There is, if you like Marvel, Marvel has their own too. I want spies. I want intrigue. I got you covered. There's a new edition. I still have to get it because I want all the editions. Nope. Cyberpunk. I want cyberpunk. Well, do you want standard gritty or do you want magic? Shadowrun. We got it. Steampunk. I want steampunk. Castle Falkenstein. Total steampunk. Space fantasy. Starfinder. Second edition just came out. What is the rest of the world doing? Let's take a look at that. Most popular game in Europe, but is also has content created by the players that's been added to canon. Dark Eye. Very interesting. But is there anything even close to as old as D&D or even RuneQuest? Well, yeah, there is. Dragonbane from Sweden. Been out a long time. This is the first English translation. Definitely it's heavily inspired by both D&D and RuneQuest, especially RuneQuest. Gotta say, the box, fantastic. So good. So many good things in here. They've got a Kickstarter that's about to fulfill. That's an additional magic book and a City of Magic. And then they've got another Kickstarter coming soon. And they do minis. They had a minis Kickstarter. I'm not a mini person, but they got you. All right, but what about other cultures? Not just other countries. What if colonization never happened? Completely native created. And I cannot say enough good things about this. What if colonization never happened because an ice age happened? How do indigenous peoples imagine their future could have been if Europeans hadn't showed up? Oh, but I only want to learn one system and people reskin D&D. I got better options. Now, I have showed you several that fall into this one. We've got the age system, fantasy age, modern age. They power the Expanse. They power Cthulhu Awakens. They power Blue Rose. They power what's coming the 5th season. They've got cyberpunk. They've got techno fantasy. They've got stuff inspired by the comic book Lazarus. They've got a Will Wheaton designed adventure for Titan's Grave. They've got Trojan War. I mean, they keep coming up with more and more expansions to go with this. They even have started on a simplified age system so that it's really specialized to what you want when you're playing. But I kind of like the percentile system. These guys power RuneQuest. It powers Rivers of London, Call of Cthulhu. These guys also do Pendragon. But basic role-playing, they have examples in here for everything. And I mean everything. It can do anything you want it to. Didn't Firefly and Supernatural and Leverage have games? They were all powered by Cortex Plus. It can be specialized to work with any flavor of game you want. You customize it. You basically pick modules and put them together, and then you have your game. I want a lot of supplements to help me figure out how to make my one system work. GURPS has got it. This is a previous edition, but pretty much you can use a lot of the stuff from the previous editions if you want. Steve Jackson Games has a ton of print on demand. They have everything from World War II to Supers to Fantasy to Discworld to all sorts of other stuff. You name it, they got it somewhere. Cyberpunk, it can do anything. Now, that is a smattering of what's out there. A smattering. There's so much. We can talk about whatever you want, but this is the guide to show you that there's more out there than D&D. And a lot of it can do a lot more than D&D will ever be able to do, no matter how you reskin it. So this is for you. The Geekberhood guides are for you. What do you want to find out more about within the tabletop role-playing game world? Do you want to find out more about one particular system, one particular company? Do you want tips and tricks on taking a setting you love from one system and moving it over to a system that works better for you? We can do all that. But enjoy the first Geekberhood guide. We're making them for you, for the community. So have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for coming.